Before I begin, I will note that I will be covering sensitive subjects such as child abuse and abuse of an independent adult. So if you find either topics triggering, then this podcast may not be suitable for you. In the early hours of January 14, 2018, a home security camera in Paris, California captured the escape of 17-year-old Jordan Turpin from what appeared to be a standard suburban residence. No one knew how this brave girl's decision would shock the nation. My name is Liv, and this is True Crime Wonders. If you enjoy true crime podcasts, I recommend checking out www.bbc.co.uk for more. Buried so many miles east of Los Angeles in Paris, California, in a typical suburban home located at 160 Mere Woods Road, a single-story home was built in 2013, spanning 2,380 square feet, featuring 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. David Allen Turpin, aged 57, and his wife Louise Ann Turpin, aged 50, resided in this residence with their 13 children. It was believed that the family identified as Pentecostal Christians, and as a part of their beliefs, they had numerous children, a total of 10 daughters and 3 sons between the years of 1988 and 2015, believing it was God's calling. David was a former computer engineer who graduated from Virginia Tech, while Louise was a homemaker. The family wasn't seen in public frequently, but images surfaced online throughout the years. One picture in particular featured the family visiting Disneyland with all of their children dressed in matching Disney t-shirts. According to family members, including Louise's aunt, commented that they all appeared to be one happy family. Well, that's how it seemed to be on photos. 5:49 a.m. on January 14, 2018, a residential security camera on Mere Woods Road recorded what appeared to be a young girl sneaking out of her residence. The slender child stumbled along her driveway, but gradually gaining pace as she reached the sidewalk and vanished from sight. The 17-year-old Jordan Turpin, carrying out her escape, a plan she had been carefully preparing for over 2 years. Not long after, the camera showcased Jordan's 13-year-old sister, who became a part of the escape plan but became frightened. She appeared to be swiftly moving down the opposite end of the street and out of the camera's view. Moments later, she was shown rushing back into the home. At the same time, Jordan had found her way to a stop sign, and with shaking hands, she called 911.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Hello?
This is 911, do you have an emergency?
I just went away from home because I live in a family of 15, okay? Can you hear me? And we have abusing parents.
Realizing this was a matter for the sheriff's department, the operator asked the young girl to wait as she transferred the call. Jordan waited anxiously, fearing her parents would find her. This was a situation that would lead to terrible consequences. The officer asked Jordan to spell her last name out, but despite her trying, she misspelled it twice. And when asked for her address, she gave them a list of numbers instead.
My address is 925705574. Did you get it?
Okay, so now you just gave me a whole bunch of numbers. You didn't give me any kind of street name there.
Having been hidden from the outside world, it became apparent when Jordan admitted that she wasn't acquainted with even the most basic health-related terminology.
Does anybody at the house take any kind of medication?
Oh, I don't know what medication is.
Before diving into the main problem, the operator asked Jordan a few basic questions about her location, to which she replied that she saw a stop sign. The operator told her to go and wait over there, and shortly after, at 6:11 a.m., Deputy Anthony Colocci parked at the curb and stepped outside the vehicle.
Hi, Jordan. Hi, what's going on?
I just ran away from home.
Okay.
And I live in a family of 15.
Okay.
Thank you so much. There's a mother and father, and then there's 13 kids. And
how old are the kids?
Okay, some of them are like, okay, my older sister's 29, the youngest is 2.
And they all live in the house?
Yes.
Even your 29-year-old sister?
Yes. Oh, yeah, they're kind of scared to ask to move out because of their mother. Some of them have asked for a job before, and she acts like that's crazy and it would never happen. But my 2 little sisters right now chained up.
How old are they?
11 and 14. They're chained up because they stole mother's food. But okay, yeah. And do you want to know why they stole mother's food?
Why?
Okay. All we ever eat for like probably like 2 straight years or 3 or more, but we always eat the same things. But sometimes we do eat. I'm sorry if I talk too much. Okay. I've never talked to anybody out there, so I've never been alone with a person, so this is very hard for me to talk.
Despite Jordan's apprehension, she insisted on sharing as much information as possible, even though she was visibly struggling to get her words out.
Do you go to school?
No, I haven't finished 1st grade. I've never, we don't even go in the backyard. But the reason I called and the reason I managed to get out here, this is one of the most scariest things I've ever done. I'm terrified. But I called because my 2 little sisters, they're chained up right now. And they...
Do you have pictures of that?
Yes, I can show you. I actually didn't have it, and then one of my sisters told me I need to get pictures. So see? Here, you can look at that. And see how dirty she is? We're so filthy. We don't take baths. We don't.
Is there a cell phone number?
No, that's
to this?
No.
Can I look at, do you have any other photos?
You might be able to see it. Yes, those are just photos of me. I have pictures and videos, but they're on my camera, and I have to, that would take forever.
What if I went to your parents' house right now? What would they tell me?
I'd be terrified. If you went to my parents' house, they couldn't see me.
How did your sisters get like this?
Okay.
Your parents chained them up?
Yes, because they stole food.
Okay.
But they stole it because they were hungry.
You make sure to save these, okay?
Okay, I will.
Don't get rid of those.
I will.
At that moment, the deputy had enough and radioed for backup. He then escorted Jordan to the police car to be driven to the family home, but reassured her that she would not have to see her parents. On the way to the house, Deputy Clotchy asked Jordan a few more questions.
Do you have any injuries?
What's injuries?
Are you hurt?
Oh, no, not right now.
Okay. Are your parents sleeping?
No, I think they're up. They probably noticed me missing.
Have you ever tried to escape before?
Yes, I have.
And what happens when you try to?
My parents never tried. My parents never caught.
Has anybody ever been to your house before to check on your welfare? Have any of your other siblings called the cops?
No. Some of them have wanted to, but they're too terrified.
So when you left right now, you left out the window?
Yes.
Have the police ever got involved with this?
No.
Well, why don't you guys just leave the house?
Because we're terrified. We don't really have a way. Everyone's always looking. There's always somebody.
The time was now 7 a.m. and the sun had begun to rise on this chilly January morning. Upon reaching the house, other officers arrived at the scene and knocked loudly at the door for a couple of minutes until David and Louise finally answered the door.
Hi. Hi, sorry to bug you.
How you guys doing?
Good. We got a call for a check the welfare here at your house. So
For what?
check the welfare. So just basically check on everybody, make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah, why?
You guys have kids in the house?
Yes.
Okay, do you mind if we come in and just take a look, make sure everybody's safe and everything's okay?
Okay, what kind of call did you get?
Well, we got a call that there was a young female walking around saying that she came from a house over here. We were able to find out that this was a house. We just wanted to check and make sure everybody was okay.
Think she came from here?
That's what she said.
From inside this house?
I think so. Otherwise, we wouldn't be knocking on your door
Did
on
she say her
Sunday.
name?
I don't know, did she say her name?
I don't know offhand, but we
We
need
don't
to
know.
check.
We just need to check and make sure everybody's okay.
Recognizing the urgency of the situation, the officers prepared an unauthorized search of the premises. While the couple seemed confused, the officers pushed their way through the home with ease. Once inside, they were met with a scene that left them shocked and horrified. Every inch of the floor was covered in rotten food and decaying trash, while the powerful stench of human waste circulated through the humid air. There were strangely dozens of unopened packages containing unused children's clothes and children's toys, completed with tags. As officers proceeded to the back of the house towards the children's bedrooms, they reached two back rooms. Upon entering the first room, they found it empty with only two narrow wooden bunk beds. Finding nothing in there, they entered the second bedroom, which was also cramped with two bunk beds and a filthy mattress resting on the floor. On the mattress sat two little scared girls.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi, girls. Can I see your wrist?
Looking around, the officers figured out that this was the room featured in Jordan's pictures on her cell phone, but one crucial detail was missing: the chains around her sibling's wrist. Looking around, the officer asked the frightened children some questions but did not get an answer. Only one of them pointed towards the sliding closet door. Meanwhile, officers stayed at the door with David and Louise, asking them questions to keep them distracted. While continuing their small talk, he suddenly realized that David was standing awkwardly in that spot by the doorway, in an attempt to hide something. An unnoticed third bedroom. Upon entering the room, the officers encountered two additional wooden bunk beds and a boy chained by his wrist and ankles to the top bunk. Back in the girls' room, the Officer Rodriguez slipped open the closet door and discovered a stack of metal chains. At that moment, they decided to quickly detain Louise and David. The couple was handcuffed, escorted outside, and placed inside the police cars while talking to Louise. Back inside the house, the officers initiated a frantic search to locate the key that was needed to free the child. With help from another child, they found the key in a dresser obscured by piled up garbage and other random items. Following the boys' release, all 13 children were immediately taken to the hospital for 2 months of treatment for severe heart damage, cognitive impairment, and nerve damage. Despite half of them being over the age of 18, they were mistaken to be children. This was because of how malnourished they were. The eldest weighing in at only 82 pounds, while the youngest had the arm circumference of a 4-month-old baby. Investigators found that for years the parents imprisoned, beat, and strangled their children, allowing them to only eat once a day and bath only once a year. The children faced psychological problems related to food as the parents only brought large items such as boxes of pizza, pies, and donuts. They left them on display but never allowed the children to have any. As it turns out, the piles of unopened toys and clothes around the house were purchased for the very same reason. Investigators found out that none of the children received education and would only claim to know the same as an average third grader. Investigators found out that none of the children received education and would only claim to know the same as an average third grader. David Turpin had filed documentaries with the county claiming he was homeschooling the children, but this was proven to be entirely false. In fact, the most they did was inform the children about the grade they were supposed to be in case a stranger asked them during one of their rare outings. It was also revealed that before moving to Paris, California in 2014, the Turpin family resided in other locations, one of them being in Texas in a trailer home. When the neighbors were called to check up on the abandoned dogs left behind during their sudden departure, they were horrified by the disturbing scene. The dogs were found surviving off of the feces and used diapers left among the trash. There were also dead cats and piles of garbage everywhere. The doors and refrigerator all had padlocks, and the beds had ropes tied to them. This was where the Turpins had abandoned all but 2 of their youngest children for at least 3 years, while they lived in an apartment, only coming by once a week to drop off a small amount of food. Jordan later said that she consumed only ketchup, mustard, and ice to survive. Her older sister Jennifer revealed that she tried to escape with her family. Her older sister Jennifer revealed that she tried to escape while her family lived in Texas, but was turned back due to her lack of education and self-identification, which she then faced immediate punishment from. In the end, David and Louise Turpin were charged with 12 counts of torture, 12 counts of false imprisonment, 7 counts of abusing a dependent adult, and 6 counts of child abuse. David received an extra charge for committing a lewd act on a child under 14, as Louise was believed to be underage at this time. They were detained without bail being posted, with reported bail amounts set at $9 million for Louise and $12 million for David, who also faced an additional charge falsely claiming that his children received private school education. On February 22nd, 2019, the couple changed their not guilty pleas to guilty for 1 count of torture, 3 counts of willful child abuse, and 4 counts of imprisonment, and 6 counts of cruelty to an adult dependent. Both sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 24 years. Despite not one parent being able to give a valid reason for their mistreatment towards their children, Louise had wrote a sorry letter from her jail cell, and David said his sorries in a statement from the courts. When it was time for their children to write their statements, 21-year-old Jordan Joy Turpin defended her parents, while the eldest child, Jennifer, provided a statement that appeared to be more aligned with the accounts given by the other children. After the parents' arrest, the Turpin children were separated into 2 groups, the adults being placed into supportive care, while the underage children were placed into foster care. Despite their expectations of happier life, 5 of the children found themselves in a foster home with a family, stating that it was even worse than what they had already been through previously. March 2021, the foster parents were charged with several child cruelty acts. In July 2022, the Turpin siblings decided to file a lawsuit against Riverside County and Youth and Family Services. This was the agency that placed them into a home with further neglect. This lawsuit is believed to still be going on today.